All right, dear fellow scholars. Now, dear fellow everyone. These are videos for everyone. I have a new project. It's called agi.blue because that was a great domain with a cheap price. I paid $6.94 for the domain. So, what is it about? You know, I'm searching for AI, right? For AGI even, Artificial General Intelligence. What does it mean? It means intelligence, computer intelligence on the level of a human. Immediately the question is, which human? Because there are certainly different variations of intelligence in different humans. But the G stands for our typical human activities. Reading the newspaper and acting upon it. Crossing the street, things like that. Some parts of that I don't cover. I don't cover computer vision that extensively, but I cover all the symbolic operations. Operations on text that you speak or type in. And that I believe is actually the most important part of AI in a way. It has to be there. If this part is not there, you have no stable AI of the sort we want. I call it the 75% AI, 75% AGI, the thing I look for. It's not as a human, but it is comparable. Maybe not as creative, but very solid. You can teach it programs in natural language, basically. Or you can find out its own programs, step by step. Okay, the AGI scene, right? There's a whole scene of people who look for AGI. And they're funny people. They talk a lot and they fight against each other also. And there's a long talk. And my question is, why do they talk so much and where are the actual programs? Okay, that's my question. Because words are not AI, we cannot execute words, we need a program at some point. So I was really brave and I said, hey, while you were talking, I make the AI. And of course I quote myself because that's the best guy to quote. An AGI is a variation of Wikipedia. So it's a website basically. It's a variation of Wikipedia with more computer-friendly sentence organization. Because in Wikipedia is made for people. There's a simple version of Wikipedia called Simple Wikipedia. This is the normal one, but even in the simple one, it's all a long mess. You have to find the sentences, you have to, if you are a beginner AI, like a child or whatever, in computer form, this is way too complicated. Simple Wikipedia frog. Let's check the simple Wikipedia. Yeah. This is better if you just separate the sentences, like looking for the little dots there. Then you get sentences like this. That's already better. This is easier to parse and understand. But we want an even better form, and we can make it. And it's this website, agi.blue. Cute little robot. And the thing is, you just ask anything. Why is the sky blue? And immediately it will make a web page and it will make a domain even by taking just the words, throwing away any punctuation and stuff. You get this here. Why is the sky blue? .agi.blue. And you can do the same thing too. Why do cows fart? And you get a new page. And it says ha because it hasn't seen this before. It's a new phrase. If I reload the page, the confusion is gone. And now I can just enter things about this. It's a question. Let's say it's a good question. You can put anything here. The only structure we impose is keys and values. If you have a sentence, you can just split it into a verb and an object. It doesn't really matter because the thing is, we are very free form here. You just use any form there, preferably English, but other languages too later, and then you just write like a human writes. Just try to make it easy. The simpler you put it, the easier it's going to be for the AI to pick up and join in. So, is it a good question? A good question. You know, the AI has never heard the phrase before. A good question. Is a specialization of, let's think a bit in philosophical computer science terms, a question. And a question is something should be answered by the robot. This way we just generate a large database of facts, and the really good idea in this is that it can support multiple views, multiple versions of reality. I call them slices. A slice of reality. It's a very general concept because this is going to be overloaded quickly, and it's going to be filled with inconsistencies, because if you have enough people in it, there was I need a proper search. Yeah, preliminary page about God. We used a different scheme here back then. I tried different things. You can put in any URL, it gets its own page. Put the word in the end or in the beginning. I settled for the other way, but this also is okay. So it's a page about God, and I said God is not Allah because I'm very critical of any literature and people citing this word. And a friend of mine said God is Allah. So that's his viewpoint. So we can make slices of this, right? And it's a very general concept and very important. You can also just separate the whole mess like this. Slice chemistry will concern things about chemistry. And you could have a slice everything but chemistry if you're really not interested to hear any specifics about that part of science. Then you say, I'm in the slice reality. That's right. Reality without chemistry. Lingo. So, and then the slice can be filled with things. It's basically like a procedure, computer procedure that filters out the part of reality you want, or the part of the whole database. And the slice is like the filter you use to look at the world. Also, in terms of the internal database, it will help split the whole huge thing we make with all the knowledge in the world, or all the speculation in the world, and all the theories in the world, and all the craziness in the world, to split this whole thing into manageable pieces. Also in terms of computer hardware, both split the thing for the human mind and split it for the computer. It's funny, whenever I hear that the hard disk sizes have been increased again, 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes, now 14 terabytes, I believe, every time I'm happy. I don't even have a software yet that can fill terabytes of data, But I think I have like a feeling about the future that large storage space is going to be very good. We can store lots of videos in it. I'm glad that YouTube has many hard disks. And also for AI, it will probably fill a lot of data eventually when it really starts to learn. But AGI, the way I make it, also has compaction procedures. When you think about something, you think for a half hour, and then you collect the really worthwhile stuff you collected in this half hour of meditation. And that's what you actually store or even write down. So that's what the AI will do too. It will think about things, and then it will condense what it found and only store that. And maybe everything that was made in this long thought process is stored in an extra hard drive, logged somewhere, or maybe not. Anyway, reality. Let's make more slices. Facts only is a slice of reality. Facts only. I like to be in that place, I think. Yeah. So, what do we do next? We make some automatic procedures, I guess. Guys. Big guys are sexy guys. Big anythings are sexy anythings. That's one procedure we have, is to generalize from one sentence to a pattern. Because, you know, you can make many possible instances here. Big cars are sexy cars. Sometimes it might be true, sometimes not. Big noses are sexy noses. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. But it's a way to generate new theories, new questions. And this can be parsed automatically. So, oh yeah, also the source code. There is source code for the whole website. Everything you just saw with this whole input stuff and database, it's 99 lines of code in my language. Of course, behind it, there's a general web server and some general functions. But really, you can see this here, these 99 lines, as the core of the website. Really the thing you have to write when you make such a website. And the point, of course, is that it's really short. Show me another website with similar functionality that fits in this kind of stuff. So if you just wanted to know the non-technical stuff, you can close the video now. If you want to see a bit about the technology behind it, stay here. This is compiled to 30,000 lines of Java code with all the libraries pulled in. It's a library-less program. The real program, the whole program for the website plus a little web server in Java actually just has 30,000 lines. It does not require anything else. This is also completely different. Most programmers use dozens of libraries and then they're incompatible, and libraries are big. So this is library-less, it's just JavaX source plus general stuff. Here, above here, this is the database, plus one line here. These lines here, this is the database definition. There are pages and there are entries on the page, which are the comments. And the entries link to a page. This is a bidirectional reference. It means that you can, for every page, automatically there's a list for the entries in it. So you can quickly hop over to the entries. A page just has the URL. It's just the robot.agi.blue URL. It has a modification date. The creation date is automatical, and whatever. And the entries have a count. It's just 1 to n, and they have this key and the value, and the IP address is stored for future slice making and spam combating. This is the whole database. It's also persistent automatically. And here I make some indexing. I just say these fields I want to have indexed. Then it counts the lines of its own source code, because that's also what it displays here. Then we have a few functions about the database, get a value of some key for a page, and get the name to display, because you can rebrand every page. Read as the robot. And this is calculated here. You can even rebrand it as a different name, which is funny. So, I mean, you can write here, read as the dumb robot, and it will actually store that. But in the list, you will see it gives you the original name too. This is, of course, bullshit. So, we shouldn't do that. Then there's the actual serving function. It's like a servlet. Any request goes in here. My software is also safe because there's only one function where web requests enter, and you can look through it. What does it do? This is very safe anyway because it's Java and it doesn't have buffer overflows and any kind of exploit. So this is very compact code to arrive at these less than 100 lines. This is the home page. I make HTML with little functions. This is one HTML tag. HTML, head, body, and I make these lists and I parse the input. I'm not even sure if I have to go through this right now. I made lots of these short functions. however you pronounce this, kick, I usually say kick, I think, contains ignore case. Does one string contain another string? Or a list contains a string, but I ignore the case. It's so useful, you need it all the time. My whole engine is case insensitive. Yeah, I'm not actually really sure what I want to show here. Here I synchronize on the database when I update the entries. I find the references to all entries from a page. And I store something. So this is a ACID, a durable, stable database. ACID databases, that's what they're called. You can look it up. How is the database handled? It's actually all in memory, and it's going to be written out periodically. This does not scale super well yet, seeing as it is an in-memory database, but we will have these slices, and there will be ways to keep the database efficient, even when it's very, very big. Okay, now we can fill this, and we should really have these automatic procedures that start to think about what we enter. And oh yeah, you can test the bot actually. You can put in a question. Who is the US president? Answer, a cartoonish figure. Oh, how is the US president? I actually meant who. Well, doesn't matter, let's test it anyway. Give me my chat. Give me the chat. No, no, no. How is the US president? Yes, it all works. The bot queries the AGI database for answers. There you have it, it works. Let's make very good things.